Welcome back to Bears News Fan Report. If you stick with me to the end, you'll get the straight answer on the only headline that really matters to Bears fans right now. Quick briefing before we dive. I'm going to unpack what really happened after Cincinnati, what James Odunze's social posts mean inside the building, how Ben Johnson's offense is actually using Rome across the formation, how the DJ Moore chatter fits around Caleb's development, and then I'll land on the status update you've been asking me for all day. I've been tracking this since the final whistle and talking through how the coaches graded the tape, how the target map evolved week to week, and what changes you should expect in the red zone and on third down. No fluff, just football, with the urgency this moment deserves. The win over the Bengals was gutsy, the kind of late rescue that says more about locker room spine than any smooth 30-17 would. But I'm not sugarcoating the part every Bears fan felt. Your first-round wideout left the afternoon with 0 catches on 3 targets, and that stings when you know the pedigree, when you've watched Rome separate in big games from Seattle to the pros, when you've seen him establish himself as the most dynamic down-the-field threat on the roster. Inside the building, they didn't run from that reality. They graded every touch, every route, every choice read. On the trick look to Cole Kmet, they wanted a hidden explosive and nearly got it, reviewed and overturned because the ball moved on the way down. In the high-leverage red zone shot, the ball grazed a defender's hand and died half a yard behind where it had to be. These are coin flips that pad narratives, not measurements of trust. When you zoom out to the season level, the usage tells the truth we can actually coach on. Heading into Week 10, Rome leads this team in receptions, 31, yards, 473, touchdowns, 5, and targets, 59. He's had at least 7 looks in 5 of 8 games, including 10 against Baltimore the week before. That's number 1 receiver treatment, and that's by design in Ben Johnson's first year building a pro playbook around a rookie quarterback with a Ferrari arm and the reading discipline of a grad student. If you watched the Bengals tape with me, you saw how often Cincinnati rolled help toward verticals triggered by Rome's split. How many times they used a late rotating nickel to muddy the picture just long enough to make Caleb come off the primary and play to the second window. That's respect, and it has consequences you can turn into points if you're patient. Let's talk about the posts from James Odunze, because I know that's what set the timeline on fire. A dad wants his son featured. That's not breaking news, that's human. Reposts about 10 targets a game, frustration with usage, even the one about a trade to a team that would throw him the ball. That's gasoline when it hits X on deadline day. But inside Hallis Hall, this didn't trigger panic and it didn't redraw the board. Coaches addressed it the way pros do. Keep it in-house, keep it on tape, keep the standard. The locker room knows Rome has the work habits of a captain and the personality of a teammate who wants the ball because he believes he changes outcomes. That's the same fire that made him a top 10 pick. The job here is to route it into timing, spacing, and details. So let's get specific about what changes next. Expect more early drive touches to reset rhythm, quick hitters from reduced splits, high percentage glance routes into light boxes, motion into stack to win leverage without a fist fight at the line. Expect more second side control routes where the first read is designed to move the weak side safety and the ball comes back to Rome on time at the sticks. In the red zone, watch for mirrored concepts that force defenses to declare coverage pre-snap. If they travel with DJ Moore, the backside fade stop becomes the money throw for Caleb to his big rookie. And yes, expect at least 2 designer plays a week that steal 8 to 12 easy yards. Jet orbit looks, tunnel screens against off coverage, anything that makes a press corner think twice about jamming because he's terrified of losing the edge. That's how you bend a defensive spine before you break it with a post over the top. Now, about the DJ Moore speculation that keeps coming back every time the receiver room gets healthy. I get it. When you invest in young playmakers, first-rounder at tight end like Colston Loveland, a dangerous day 2 wideout like Luther Burden, people start playing with the depth chart like it's fantasy. Here's the reality check that the front office has lived since August 2024. Moore isn't just a high-end WR, he's the veteran language for a rookie quarterback learning the speed of the league. He sits at the heart of the install and the audibles you can trust in crowd noise. He signed long-term through 2029 because the plan was continuity around a franchise QB, not a flip at the first hint of surplus on paper. You don't rip out the stabilizer while your quarterback is calibrating protections, hot routes, and sight adjustments in real time. If you want to maximize Rome, you don't ship more, you use him as the magnet that frees Rome to carve the spine of a defense while safeties bracket elsewhere. And if you're wondering whether the target distribution can support 2 alphas plus a growing rookie tight end room, yes, if the run game keeps you on schedule and if their down belongs to the quarterback's eyes instead of the pass rush. That's the balance this staff has been chasing since camp, a run script that shrinks the hardest downs and a pass menu that layers shots without turning the pocket into a pinball machine. The bigger story is Caleb Williams' development curve. He's already shown the twitch and the calm to go from 1 to 2 to 3 without turning the ball over, and that's rare for a young gun with his arm talent. When he misses, it's usually late hands from a defender or a half beat on the hold because he's trying to squeeze 1 more yard of separation out of a route. That's fixable with reps, not with panic. This is why the staff will keep the early downs honest, call more RPOs that punish nickel creep, and time shot plays to cadence and field position instead of emotion. If you want the Odunze eruption you've been waiting for, it's not about a Twitter storm. It's about getting to 2nd and 4 and letting the kid take a calculated knife to the middle of the field while Caleb throws with his feet quiet and the safety flat-footed. Now, I'm going to put the fan cap on for 10 seconds because this is Bears News Fan Report and we talk like family here. I love the edge, I love the demand for excellence, and I love that our young star believes he should be the answer when games get tight. That's Chicago. But we don't chase validation from the feed. We make Sundays answer to us. The response you'll see this week is not drama, it's detail. Sharper splits, better motion tells, high-low binds that force single coverage, and a quarterback who trusts his landmark and lets it go. That is how you turn a zero-catch afternoon into a start of a scorching November. Which brings me to the line you've been waiting for, the one I told you I'd deliver when we were done dealing with noise. Rome Odunze is out of the trade conversation, out of any deadline fantasy, out of anything that doesn't directly lead to helping this team win football games right now. There is no send him somewhere that will throw it more plan in this building. The plan is simple, and it's already on tape. Feature him like a number 1 without letting defenses tee off on your rookie quarterback, keep Moore as the adult in the room, and build out the complementary pieces so that when teams overcorrect to stop Rome, they pay for it twice, once in field position and again on the scoreboard. Before I close, I want your read in the comments. No hedging. If you could tweak one lever this week to unleash Rome, what is it? More first-read slants from condensed splits? More play-action posts from heavy? Or more quick screens to force corners to tackle? Would you slide DJ into motion more often to mess with the bracket? Or would you put the ball in Caleb's hands with tempo and dare a defense to pick its poison at the line? And be honest, if 7 to 10 design touches for Rome costs 2 targets for someone else, where do you take them from? This is how we build smarter football together. My clean analysis to land the plane. The Bengals game produced a headline that flatters the algorithm, but not the truth. The truth is usage, trust, and structure, and on that front, the numbers back the plan. Rome already leaves this team where it counts for a WR1. One empty afternoon doesn't erase that. James Odunze's posts reflect a father's intensity, not the franchise's intentions. The front office has no logic path that leads to trading a top 10 wideout in year 1 of a rookie QB. The smart move is exactly what the Bears are doing. Keep Moore to stabilize, keep building route chemistry for Rome, and keep giving Caleb answers before the snap so that after the snap, he can punish whatever coverage he sees. If you're riding with that, lock in with me. Like the video, subscribe, and turn on alerts because I'll drop the midweek tape breakdown with the new red zone wrinkles and a full target map update. This is Bears News Fan Report. Real updates, fast, with detail you can trust.